What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Hagane. Yes, indeed. Hagane Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Greg Garvin, and Greg wanted to see me react to this song by Hagane called WintrySky. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Hagane, all right? And the video has 33,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Hagane, WintrySky official live video. Wah, wah, wah.
All is lost. All is lost.
Yeah, there's that word official coming off of their official page to boot. Yes, indeed. Look, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it. All right, all I'm going to say is we're just going to have to wait and see what happens and hope for the best. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I know it's a guitar solo. Let me back up. so we can actually play the whole guitar solo without stopping in the middle of it. I like what I'm hearing. There's a very good reason for it. The main reason that I like what I'm hearing is what we are hearing is 100% live. I mean, is there even post-production on this? Is there any fixes in the audio? Are there any, is there any, auto-tuning in the audio? Is there any, re-recording, punch-ins? I don't think so. I think what we are hearing is just well-mixed audio, and they're doing it all in one take. Because, and I'm saying this with the absolute utmost respect, and I'm saying this because I am going to use what I'm going to say as the Exhibit A, as well as my opening statement and my closing arguments. I mean, it's going to be my entire case. It's going to be built around this. The main reason I'm saying that there's no post-production and this is 100% live sounding is there's some pitchiness happening. And I'm not just talking about in the vocals. I'm not sure which guitar player it is, but one of the guitar players is ever so slightly, I want to say sharp. I believe it's sharp. Just a little, just a tiny, tiny bit. Just enough to be noticed. Now, this being this is official. It says right there, official live video. This being an official live video coming off of a DVD, as it says right there, you would think that there would be some effort put into post-production. I don't think there is. I really don't. I think what we are hearing is 100% live. And folks, I applaud that. I absolutely applaud that. You know why? Because do you have any idea how many times I've seen live concert videos, DVDs, whatever, and it says live, but it's not really. It's all post-production, post-produced, post-edited, mixed and remastered. I mean, for crying out loud, Kiss did it with a live one, and they made it even worse with a live two. They well, not they themselves, but Casablanca Records touted that as being a live album, and about 70% of it was live. There was a lot of post. There was a lot of post-production, layering audience sound, re-recording Ace's guitar solos, re-recording vocals because, they were having mic stand issues. I mean, there was a lot of post-production, a lot of punching in, a lot of re-recording, and then they had to remix it and remaster it to make it sound live. But I mean, they've come forward since then and they've said, yeah, that album is not 100% live. This sounds 100% live. So kudos to them. Absolute kudos to them and absolute respect to them for releasing an actual live sounding live DVD. Seriously, mad respect to them. All right, guitar solo time. Let's see what they got. It's her. Okay, so the guitar player playing the V, the one who just did the guitar solo, she's in tune. The other guitar player playing the Strat, she is not in tune. She is, like I said, it's not horribly bad. It's not sitting here and making me go, oh, God. No, it's not that. It's just, it's noticeable. She's noticeably just a tiny, like, I would say probably about, I don't know if it's quite 5, maybe 4, 3 or 4 cents sharp. Just ever so slightly, just enough to be noticeable. So, I mean, like I said, it's noticeable, yes, but it doesn't sound horrible. It doesn't sound terrible. The singer, honestly, is singing more out of tune than the guitar is. And again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just stating facts. Okay, her vocals noticeably out of tune, absolutely. But again, it's live. It's not post-produced. So I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that. Yeah, there is no post-production. Right at the end. Okay. Yeah. I have no issue with anything I heard. Even the out of tune parts. I got no issue with it because it was genuine, it was live, it was real, and I honestly got no problems with it. None. Personally, I don't. Looking at objectively, well, that's another story. But personally, no problems whatsoever. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Hagane with Wintry Sky. This was a request from Greg Garvin. Okay. I have a score. It's going to require a little explanation because we had some ups and downs and ups and downs and ups. So we're gonna tackle all of it. I promise. Okay. But I promise after I am done explaining everything, I guarantee you the score will make a lot more sense as far as how I got to that score. And I don't think too many people are gonna be upset with it. So let's get to it, and we'll see how Hagane fans take this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that overall presentation a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, 7.8. What does that mean? Well, a 7.8 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good presentation. Okay, it would also equate out to 4 to 5 stars and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Yeah, a B plus. So there you go, a 7.8, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Haha, so glad you asked. Not gonna lie, when the guitars kicked in at the beginning, playing the riff, the main riff, before the drums kicked in, I was getting serious Iron Maiden vibes. I was like, oh, we're going this route. Okay, let's see what they do with this. Well, we saw. We did see. Going into that upbeat, fast tempo, faster than Iron Maiden would ever play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Iron Maiden doesn't play fast songs like that. They just don't. But that's okay. They do. These ladies definitely do. And they did a great job with it. Playing around with primarily straight time, but there were a couple of places where they went into a halftime feel. Those were my favorite parts. Those were my absolute favorite parts. Whenever they would switch to halftime, it got extra heavy, and you guys know how I feel about that. I love that heavy feel. And they also did double time with the snare on the downbeats, resting on 1, coming in on 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they rested on the 1 every other measure. It was an interesting snare pattern. It definitely was. The double kick. I love those little double kick flurries that the drummer was coming up with during the course of the verses. I believe it was during the verses, right before they would switch gears and go into the pre-chorus. The guitar riff was solid. I like what was happening there. The verses were nice, but I gotta say the chorus is definitely the hook. That melodic line that the lead vocalist came up with, very catchy. Very catchy. That main melodic line is going to be running through my head for the next couple of days at least. So they came up with a great hook. I have no problem with that whatsoever. You want that in a song. You absolutely want your song to have that hook, the kind of brain worm that just absolutely wiggles its way in and refuses to come out and will live in your head rent-free for however long it feels like staying. That's when you know you got him. That's when you know you got him. And you gotta love that, man. You absolutely do. Guitar playing was solid across the board. The guitar solo was nice. I gotta say, the first half of the solo, a little on the simpler side. Let's be honest here, okay? Still sounded really nice. And then when it kicked in with the arpeggiations, I was like, okay, we're turning it up for the second half. I like that. Lead us into that false sense of, we're gonna keep it somewhat stripped down and somewhat simple here. And then out of nowhere, it just smack us with those arpeggiations. Nice. Really nice. Overall, I like the song. I think the songwriting was well done. I got absolutely no problem with the songwriting whatsoever. The composition, the arrangement, breaking down the parts, no problem whatsoever. I liked what I heard. I would give the song on its own a 7.6. Honestly, I absolutely would. But wait a minute, 7.6. I'm giving this a 7.8. What happened? Not quite what you think. I mean, it sort of is, but there's a definite catch-22 here. This is normally where I would say, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say. And believe me, folks, I'm going to say it, all right? So, yeah, you might as well. Say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score, or it can hurt your score, okay? And if I'm being honest, the live show did help. It helped. It helped more than you might think. You'll see what I'm talking about. So let's go down the checklist and let's see, just how much they covered. How many boxes did they check off? Did they check them all? Let's find out. Stage presence. Yeah, check. They look like performers. They do not look like roadies. They acted like performers. So they definitely got the stage presence down on this one. Stage energy. Yeah, check. It was there. Could have been more, honestly, but they are playing on a little bit of a smaller stage. But as I've demonstrated before with other bands, just because you're on a small stage, that is not an excuse. You work with what you get. If you have, 100 square feet to work with, you work with it and you make it work. The lead vocalist was moving around quite a bit. Guitar players moved around a little bit. Bassist didn't move at all, and drummer obviously, slave to her instrument. She can't, get up and run around, unfortunately. But the lead vocalist did a lot of heavy lifting, so I will give them the stage energy. So that one gets a check. Stage interaction. Boy, they cut it close. For the most part, there wasn't any. Up until the very end of the song, when they were holding and sustaining the note, I saw the bass player come over to the lead vocalist. Lead vocalist interacted with her, put her arm around her shoulder. Okay, that counts. It counts, and it gets the check. If I'm being honest, it's a weak check. So, but it is still getting a check. So, talk about waiting until the last minute to pull a miracle out. They did right there, but they did do it. So we're good. Crowd interaction. Yes, I'm gonna give it a check. It was subtle. Lead vocalist really kind of doing most of the heavy lifting there, but I did see the two guitar players do a little bit as well. Mostly the guitar player over on stage right, playing the Stratocaster body. I'm not sure what brand of guitar that is. I think it might have been an Ibanez actually, but it was a Strat body, Stratocaster body. So that's why I said Strat. So I saw her point to the crowd a couple of times while she was playing. The other guitar player playing the V, I saw her point once, but once is all it takes. And like I said, with the lead vocalist, she was doing most of the heavy lifting again. She was actually, making effort to point to the crowd and engage the crowd, look at the crowd while she's doing it. So yeah, I think crowd interaction definitely gets the check mark there. Showmanship. Yeah, overall, I would say yes. It was entertaining to watch. I had a good time watching it. I wasn't bored. So we'll definitely call showmanship checked off. Production. I think production was there. I'm not 100% sure about that lighting. I think it was designed to go with that song, but I'm not 100. Okay, nothing screamed this is programmed. You know what I mean? There was never any moments during the course of the song where the lights fully integrated with what we were hearing. But at the same time, it wasn't just lights changing every 2 seconds, So was it programmed? It might have been. It wasn't just random light, which I'm thrilled about. So I'm going to take a leap of faith here, and I'm going to say yes. So that gets the check as well. So they got all 6 checks. They got all 6 boxes. But we only moved up 0.2 to 7.8. No, actually, we would have moved up to 0.8. I mean, we would have moved up to 8.0. Honestly, I would have had no problem giving this an 8.0. But again, I'm giving this a 7.8. Why did we go down? Well, as much as I personally had no issue with the out-of-tuneness, I gotta stay objective here, folks. I do. I applaud the fact that what we heard was 100% live. I absolutely applauded that. And whoever was getting the audio from the board, whoever was mixing the board, did a great job of capturing and balancing and mixing a live sound recording. So I got no issues with that. Unfortunately, the out of tunage that we heard from the guitar player over on stage right, and more noticeably from the lead vocalist, I am sorry, I can't ignore them, and I have to bring them up. So more the lead vocalist than the guitarist. The guitarist was just out of tune. I think her whole guitar was just tuned in properly. Or another possibility, and this does happen. They might have tuned her guitar when it was cold. And when, I know this is gonna sound weird because this is not how thermodynamics is supposed to work, but as an instrument gets warmer, don't ask me why this works. I do not understand it. It should be the other way around, but as your instrument warms up, it goes sharp. Go figure that one out. It should go flat. It expands, right? There's the problem. It expands. metal expands. And how do strings expand? By tightening. So yeah, unfortunately, her guitar was just, it was equal across the board. It's not like there was just one string out. Oh man, I can feel that coming a mile away. When you have one string out, just one, and you play a chord, oh, ow, God, just my teeth are itching just thinking about it. Yeah. But when you have an entire guitar out of tune, equally, every single string is 5 cents sharp. It doesn't sound as bad. It's not quite as noticeable. It's a little more forgiving because it's not the guitar player's fault. It's whoever tuned their guitar. Tuned it cold. And you really shouldn't be tuning your guitars cold, folks. You should be playing your guitar for at least, I would say, bare minimum. Depends on how hard you're playing it. I would say 10 minutes. You know, play your guitar for 10 minutes, then tune it. Or at least retune it. You want to tune it cold? Fine. Play for 10 minutes, tune it again. You'll see a difference. I promise you, you will see a difference. Vocals, unfortunately, especially as a lead vocalist, I'm not as forgiving. When you're flat, you're flat. And she was flat pretty noticeably through a good portion of the song. So I did knock the score down by 0.2 because of the flat issue when the vocals and the tiny little bit of sharpness in the guitar. So that's how we ended up at a 7.8. I know. It's not fair, DH. Life is not fair, folks. I'm sorry. It's not. Reality is reality. And when you're flat, I'm going to say you're flat. When you're sharp, I'm going to say you're sharp. When you're in tune, I'm going to say you're in tune. And the truth of the matter is, guitar player was just a tiny bit sharp consistently across all 6 strings. And the vocalist was noticeably flat a number of times. I love the fact that they got that live audio. I applaud them for having the guts to leave it as raw as they did. But what we got was, you know, out of tune. So that's how we ended up at the 7.8, folks. I make no apologies for it. That's the score I feel it deserves, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.8, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.